that are here for the first time tonight, looking at rain, I'm sure this isn't the first presentation that you've ever been to. And so tonight what we want to do is we want to go over some facts and figures and numbers, because I'm sure that if you've been to other presentations before, whoever stood up here told you that whatever they had was the best thing ever, right? They said, better than sliced bread. And so you expect me to say that this is the best thing ever. And even though I believe it is, the reason I want to talk about facts and figures and history tonight is so that you can see that it's not just my opinion, but it's fact. And so a little bit about me. I'm 39 years old. I grew up outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm the oldest of 6 children, and I don't think I'm anything special. I've had some opportunities presented in front of me in life that, 1, I recognized it as an opportunity, and 2, I did something about it. And one of these times was when I was 26 years old, and I had the right person show me how to do this industry right. You know, living in Utah, there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of different companies. And so it's really kind of confusing. And so I want to share with you tonight how you can know what a real life-changing opportunity is. Because my passion in life has always been freedom. I just want to be free. And I think that if people are given a chance, I've always wanted to just give me a chance to go out there and do something to empower not only myself but other people to create freedom in their lives. That's what I'm all about. You know, being the oldest of 6 children, you know, and growing up in this valley, seeing so many things happen and companies succeed, companies fail, it's really, really confusing. And so as we go over these different points tonight, I really just want you to look at the facts and the figures and the numbers, and don't make it about me. You know, whether you like the way that I present or not, it's not about me. This is bigger than Byron. It really is bigger than Byron. And I want you to know that the first time I heard about rain, I was sitting in a seat just like you. The first time. And now I'm one of the owners and the CEO of Rain. And you might ask, you know, how does that happen? And I want to share with you tonight a little bit about how that happens. But, you know, when I met the right person, a multi-millionaire that grabbed me by the arm, and he said, Byron, do you want to know why most people fail in this industry of networking? It's because they do networking. They don't treat it like a business. And I can show you how to treat it like a business. And when I met this gentleman over dinner one night, he said 3 things to me that I'll never forget. And after he showed me what the opportunity was and how we could change people's lives and how we could create freedom, he said, you know, the first thing that he said to me was, he said, Byron, I've been doing this for a long time. He says, I have heard every excuse that you can imagine. Every reason why somebody says they couldn't do it. And he looked at me and he said, Byron, don't give me any excuses. He also said that the worst thing that he could do would take 3 months or 6 months of his life and his time to teach and train me how to do this and have me quit. He says, if I take 6 months and teach you how to do this business and then you quit, you just wasted 6 months of my life. He said, don't waste my time. This is the first time I met this guy. And this is what he's saying to me. But it's true. The most valuable asset that we have is our time. We don't get it back, and we don't have time to waste. And so here I am tonight, away from my family. I have 4 children, 2 girls and 2 boys. My daughters are performing at Miss Utah tonight, and I'm not there because I'm here, making some sacrifices. I don't get that back. So I'm not here to waste time. And I know that you guys are here as well. You could be doing other things. You're spending time away from your family and other things you could be doing. And I'm not here to waste your time either. We can't waste time. And so I'm not here to waste anyone's time. And the third thing that my mentor said to me, he said, well, are you going to do it or not? Because if you don't know, who knows? And so I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I remember driving home that night thinking, what are you doing? You know you don't like this stuff. You know you've tried it how many times and you never succeeded. But I didn't have the right person. I didn't have the right mentor. I didn't have the right passion. And to make a long story short, I did what he said. And the best way to know that something can be done in life is if somebody's already done it. And the best way to see success is to surround yourself with successful people. So I did what he told me to do, and within 2 years I hit the top of my first networking company. I was getting paid out of 11 different countries, and it changed my life. And I don't think I worked any harder. I work hard at whatever I do. I'm passionate about whatever I do, but it was the right vehicle. It was a vehicle that could set me free. And so now I can travel anywhere in the world, and I have friends, and there's opportunities, and I love this industry. Networking done right and networking done wrong, they're not even in the same ballpark, right? If it's done wrong, it's your worst nightmare. If it's done right, it's a dream come true. It really is. And so when I saw rain, even though I had seen success in my first company, there were still some things that I was not satisfied with. And one of them was I was in Eastern Europe. I moved my family to Budapest, Hungary, and I was there for about a year. We opened up a lot of Eastern Europe. They're poor markets. And it was hard for people in those arenas to see success because of quotas and minimums and requirements that were there. I wanted something that could work for the masses. It didn't matter where you were. It didn't matter your economic conditions. If you wanted to play in the game, if you wanted a chance towards freedom, you have it. I want everybody to be able to play. And so I was looking for something like that. And the first time I heard about rain, there were a couple of things that caught my attention because I consider myself a student of the industry. I love to read about it, learn about it, study it. I'm a networking professional. This is a profession to me. And so that being the case, I've learned a lot of things. Because if you think you get hit up with a lot of opportunities, wait till you hit a top level of a company. Then see how many phone calls you get. So I've heard and I've seen a lot of things. And when I saw rain, one of the things that stood out to me is they said, out of all the companies and all the products and nutritional companies that are out there, we're starting and focusing on where it all comes from. Everything in nutrition starts with the seed. Everything comes from a seed. And when I heard that, it was really simple to me. And I thought if it makes sense to me, I know it's going to make sense to other people. Because if you think about it, the seed is where it all begins. It's naturally concentrated. They said, Byron, in the seed there's 20 to 30 times more nutrients gram for gram than any other part of a fruit or vegetable. It's not messed around with. It's naturally concentrated. And it just made sense to me. And so I got excited because living where we live and kind of the mecca of this industry here in Utah, a lot of times you're going to hear about something that's a knockoff of another company, a regurgitated, repackaged opportunity. I'm just telling you, that's what I see. And so when I heard something that was fresh and new and made sense, I loved it. Now, I'm going to make something real simple for you so that you don't get confused. Out of all the companies and nutritional products that are out there, there's really only two categories. That's it. You've got category enhancers. These are companies that take a product and they improve it. They enhance it. So they take skincare and they make it better. They take antioxidants and they make them more bioavailable. They take something that already exists and they make it better. That's 99% of the companies in this industry. And that's not a bad thing. There are companies that do hundreds of millions of dollars a year doing that. But there's another group over here that's even better. And it doesn't happen very often. And these aren't category enhancers. These are category creators. Where what they do is they take a new category to the world. And one of the things that I thought when they said, Byron, we're focusing on seeds, is I thought, which one? Now, if I ask you tonight, let's talk about herbs, you could say, which one? It's not a product. It's a category, right? It's bigger than a product. If I said, let's talk about essential oils, you could say, which one? Because it's not a product. It's bigger than a product. It's a category. Same thing, super juices. Which one? Pills and capsules. Which one? And when I heard seeds, I thought, this is a category. It's not a product. I've never had a chance of being a part of a category-creating company. Now, why does that excite me? Because if you look at history, this isn't my opinion. If you look at history, look at the first companies 30, 40 years ago that focused on herbs. Look at the first networking companies that focused on pills and capsules. Look at the first companies that focused on essential oils. And look at the first companies that focused on super juice. What happened to the first ones? History tends to repeat itself. Here's what happened every time. They did billions of dollars in sales. They created thousands and thousands of millionaires, and they helped millions of people. That's a fact. You can go do your own due diligence and look at that. So when I hear seeds and I hear category, the reason that I'm so excited is because I believe that at Rain, we're going to do billions of dollars in sales. We're going to create thousands and thousands of millionaires, and we're going to help millions of people with our products. And it's not just me saying it, but I have history to back me up. Because this is the greatest category there's ever been in nutrition. Because if you think about it, all of those other categories that I talked about, where did they all come from? A seed. Every single one of those categories we're talking about comes from a seed. This encompasses the whole thing. So I'm a nice guy, but at the same time, I'm competitive. And I love to be able to go checkmate to the whole industry. I love it. Checkmate. Whatever you do, you come out with whatever. Moringa, this or that, I can go use the seed. That's the power of this category. So these are some of the reasons I joined this company. So what I did is I went overseas, started sharing this with people, and within a couple of months, my team was doing about $350,000 to $400,000 a month in sales. I mean, we were cranking. But what shocked me was what happened in that time frame. Now, I had been focusing on nutritional products for years. And in a couple of months, I had more testimonials in a few months than I did all my other years combined. And I know it wasn't placebo because I didn't tell them I was going to do anything. Because I wasn't a big testimonial guy. I wasn't. I focused a lot more on, here's the products, here's the science to back them up. We need these ingredients in our bodies. Let me show you how we did this in the other country. Who wants to follow me? That's kind of how I focus. I focused a lot more on the business side than I did on the product. But this changed me because I was confident in it. I don't ever want to be that person that says something's going to work when it doesn't. And in this valley, what does every company say that their product does? Fixes everything. So I never wanted to be that guy that told you it was going to do something and, did you take enough? I want to be that. So what I did is I told people, hey, this is a better place to get your nutrition. It's naturally concentrated. It's not been messed around with. It's not man-made. We need these nutrients. It's from the seed. But within that 3 to 4 month time frame, I had more testimonials, people coming back to me that had life-changing experiences, life-changing. And my confidence in these seed-based products went from here to here. So here's the business and here's the product. Started going like this. You know why? Because I had 100% confidence that if I gave somebody these products, they were going to see benefits. They were going to see improvement. They were going to see nutrition. Now, I'm telling you right now, there's no miracle product. There's no such thing as a miracle product. It doesn't exist. Do you want to know what the miracle is? It's the body. You give your body what it needs, it does what it needs to do. You don't have to tell it. It just does it. If it doesn't have it, it can't do it. And so that's why I believe that the seeds are so powerful, is because we're talking about hundreds of chemical compounds, not 2 or 3. We're talking about hundreds of chemical compounds in these products, in these seeds, that your body can basically look at that buffet and say, I need that. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take all of these things because it's all there. We're not just doing an extract and leaving everything else behind. We're taking the seed. So here I was, a distributor, thinking, okay, I've never been a part of a category creating company. We're first to market, and this product is working amazingly. I said, we're going to the moon. I was so excited. But what happens in life is it never really goes the way you plan, right? Has anybody ever been frustrated before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you ever done what you were supposed to do and somebody else didn't do what they were supposed to do? Have you ever felt let down? Yeah. It's frustrating, especially when you're putting your heart into it, you're putting your resources into it, you're putting your time into it, and somebody else doesn't realize that in this industry, you're affecting thousands of people's lives by the decisions you make. Thousands. You got to understand that. And so what I found out is the company was getting shut down. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's getting shut down. The owners are dissolving the company. What would you do? See, I've never raised millions of dollars before. But what I do know is if you don't know how to do something, but you know that you need to, if you have that why, it gets figured out. And so I told my teams, because these were people that trusted me. These are people that I looked in the eye and I said, this is amazing. And they believed me. And now we're going to all just get let down. So what I did is I went out there and I found partners and investors. And I don't have time to go through the whole story, but it's amazing how it all came together because I'm not that good. You know, I've never done it before. I'd never raised millions of dollars, but we were able to do it because this is too good. This is going to bless millions and millions and millions of people's lives, and it has to get out there. That's what I believe. And so to make a long story short, we bought it. So as I'm up here talking to you about this, you might be thinking, okay, yeah, you're the CEO, you're one of the owners. Of course you're going to say these things. You get paid a lot of money to say them. Well, it's reverse because we paid a lot of money to say them. We paid a lot of money to say them. Millions of dollars. So we put our money where our mouth is. We're not just talking about it, but we've actually put it on the line. And I'm not asking anybody here to do what we did. We did it for you. You don't have to do it. But we're willing to do it because of what this is going to be and what it's going to mean for people. So, what are these products? Well, one of our products that we've already done well over $100 million in sales with is Soul. Now, this is a product that is based on the black cumin seed, the raspberry seed, the Chardonnay grape seed, and D-ribose. But it sounds really simple, but it's very complex because of all the different chemical compounds. What we do is we take these seeds on all of our products. We test them for herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals. We clean them. We use a cold press process to press the oils out of them. Then we take the husk of the seed and we grind it into a flour. We call it a NutriFlour so that your body can pull those nutrients out of it. Otherwise, it can't pull it out of the husk. And then your body can benefit from it. And we took out the sodium benzoate. We don't have any chemical preservatives. Guys, this product is amazing. And the power of this concept is it's not just about one seed. When you're focused on an opportunity, does anybody want to work hard for 5 years and start over? Do you want to work 7 years and start over? Do you know how many people in this industry have done that? Work 2, 3, 5, 10, 12, and they have to start over? One of the things that you need to do if you're going to create a legacy company, guys, is you have to make sure that what you are offering doesn't just stop with that. You should never join a company for the product that they have now. You should join for what they can do in the future as well. You know, a lot of companies don't get that there's a culture that you build. If you say that you're about one thing, you can't change it. If you say that you're about this and then you come out and say, now we're about this, you change your culture. The beautiful thing about seeds, what can we do with seeds? Okay, what can't we do with seeds, right? So if you want to talk about a legacy company being able to do something for decades, we can come out with products that are life-changing for decades. Hundreds, thousands of different products that are powerful because the category is that big. So now we know if we're putting our time and energy and focus into this, it's not going to be a one-hit wonder. Because I don't care how good the product is. I've seen this in the industry too many times. Every company has to reinvent themselves every 3 to 5 years. They have to. And if you don't do it properly, this is what sales do. So you better have something that can sustain long term. Now the beautiful thing of us being the first to market is the people that we have coming to us now, people that have been working on seeds and the things that are being brought to us, as we already know what we can launch for the next couple of years because of how powerful these products are. Okay, so as you can see, we have Sol. This is what we use. It has omegas, omega-3s, omega-6s in it. So you're going to get the essential fatty acids. It's got a lot of other benefits, you know, that can focus. If you look at our ORAC score, it's almost 8,990 ORAC for one sachet, which is more than 8 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables and 2 to 3 servings of healthy fats in one sachet, 2 ounces. You got our greens here. How many people love to eat vegetables all day? How many people love to do that? What if I could put it in a 1 ounce packet and make it very concentrated because of seeds, where it's almost the equivalent of 7+ green smoothies in 1 ounce? Would you like that? Yeah. And get all those nutrients? This is what helps cleanse the body. This is what helps replenish the body. And this is what helps build the body. How many people would like branch chain amino acids and protein, all of it coming from seed? Yep. Okay, all of it. This is powerful, powerful stuff. Okay, this helps build the body. You cannot build new tissue or muscle without branch chain amino acids. You need them. That's a powerhouse product. Every one of these products is a powerhouse product. And then we just came out with Fused right here, you know, because of Mr. Jay Nolan that I'm going to introduce you to here in just a minute. But guys, what's the #1 selling seed on the planet? Okay, a lot of people drink it. Okay, is it doing them good? Hey, not as good as it could. There's a lot of acid in it. There's caffeine, all these different things. What if we came out and came out with a coffee? It's a 9-step process. We had to invent the machines to do it. It's patent pending. You're going to see it on the box, patent pending. There's nothing like this on the planet where we're able to neutralize the negative effects of caffeine and acid and fuse it with our proprietary patented process, fuse it with healthy oils. Okay, that's what everything that we're doing, that's not out there. And you watch and see what continues to come. Now, the beautiful thing about this is we're the type of company where we want to change people's lives. We want to affect people in a positive way. So anytime one of these products ever gets sold, anytime somebody ever joins RAIN, you know, if somebody joins RAIN, we plant a tree every time. This last year, we planted over 50,000 trees. Every time somebody joins us, we plant it because that's who we are. Anytime somebody buys one of our products, we take a quarter. It might not sound like a lot, but it adds up. We take a quarter and we donate it to our Seeds for Change Foundation to give back. And where do we send those funds? We give those funds back to the country where the sales happened so that you can help in your own communities. So here's what I can tell you about RAIN. Out of all the years that I've been in this industry, guys, I've never seen anything like this. This is one of the biggest trends that are out there. And if you think about all the other categories I told you about, I want you to think, when herbs came out 40 years ago, when essential oils came out decades ago, was it mainstream? No. People were almost kind of weird if you focused on it because it was so abnormal, right? It wasn't the way that things were done. Now, what does everybody want today? They want whole food. They want all natural. They want non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, vegetarian, seeds. They want what we have. We don't need to go out there and teach people to want something they don't know about. They want it. Now we're bringing it to them. So I'm really excited about where we're going. And I'm excited about the people that we're teaming up with. And one of these individuals is a person who is a legend in the industry. And not just in the corporate side, but as a distributor. And he's done things on a massive scale. And he's now our global master trainer and our chief sales officer. And his name is James Nolan. Jay.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jay Nolan. I am the CSO, as Byron Belker said, of RAIN International. I'm so proud to be a part of what we're doing here. How many of us enjoy getting that powerhouse information from the founder and CEO, Mr. Byron Belker himself? You know, I've been in the industry now going on almost 21 years. I got started back in 1995, and it was kind of by default because I got injured playing professional baseball. I played professional baseball for 6.5 years. I found myself with the Seattle Mariners back in 1995 trying to figure out what I was going to do. And like Byron Belka said, if you've ever been frustrated before, you know the options seem limited. And so I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. So a good friend of mine invited me down to a presentation like you're seeing this evening and shared this industry with me. And I've never been the same. Going on 20 years, it's hard to even fathom where I've come from. Because even though I played professional baseball for 6.5 years, I never signed the multi-million-dollar contracts. I didn't get the big major league money. But I found my major leagues through this industry of network marketing. And coming from a small town in Kentucky, raised on a farm where we were poor, my granddad, Jim Willie Nolan, and my grandma, Ida Mae Nolan. And by the way, why do most country people have 2 first names? Right? And you know, my awesome grandparents who raised me, I didn't have a clue on that hog farm what I could do, what I could become. But it was this industry that was able to provide it. And so if you're listening to what we have here with Ray International tonight, the one thing I want you to do is really open up some dream space. Start to think about what's possible. Because when a human being begins to think about what's possible, things become reality if you just give yourself that chance. And now over 20 years, I've built teams that have done billions of dollars of sales volume. I've been able to experience a lifestyle that very few people ever get to touch. And I only did it because I went for it. And here's what I'm here to tell you tonight. If I can do it, guess what? You can do it. Everyone in this room, everybody viewing this video, you can do it. You can make it happen. But you got to put yourself in position to win. How many of you have ever heard of Robert Kiyosaki? Oh, yeah. He wrote the book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? And he talked about the different lifestyles. But he talked about something that really caught my attention called the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant, where he talked about, you got the E quadrant, which is employees, where you're exchanging time for money. And it's really a challenge to us to find out how many of us know anybody that's exchanging their time for money as an employee, getting ahead financially. Then he talked about the S quadrant, being self-employed. You're still exchanging what? Time for money. And how many of us know anybody doing that? So you might have some plumbers, some electricians, some folks that are working with their hands, handymen. It's hard to get rich on your own. But that was just one side of the quadrant. That was the left side of the quadrant. Then he talked about the right side of the quadrant, where freedom is found, and that starts with the B quadrant, big business. And really, big business doesn't mean like massive corporations. It can mean that. But it really means systems, having other people helping you make money. So when you think about having other people help you make money, now we're talking about building a team. So you got to have other people helping you to make money. Then he talked about the I quadrant on the right side. He said the I is investor. That's when you have your money making you money. Now I want you to imagine a life to where you had people and money working harder for you than you worked. How many of you think you'd be better off financially if you had people and money working for you harder than you work? How many think you'd be better off? Yeah. That's all I've done these past 20 years. I started learning how to work smart. That's what network marketing can do for you. That's what Ray International can do for you. We can put you today, right now, on the B side of the quadrant in big business, even though you can start with a shoestring budget and be able to go build this thing. This is all about home-based business, which is one of the most massive mega trends in the world. I don't know if you know this or not, but about 100,000 home-based businesses start each and every week. I'm gonna say that one more time. About 100,000 home-based businesses start how often? Each and every week. That's what you call a mega trend. There's another massive mega trend that we put you in RAIN while you get involved with us. That mega trend is called health and wellness. It's the next $1 trillion industry. Paul Zane Pilzer, the #1 economist in the world, said that the health and wellness industry will create 10 million new millionaires within a 10-year time frame. How many of you like to get some of that? Anybody? Yeah. That's what's happening. You get to capitalize by being in the B side of the quadrant with Rain International in health and wellness, another mega industry that we put you in all at the same time. You won't even realize it's happening until all of a sudden it's happening. It's called weight loss. Now, how many of you would agree that's a large industry? No pun intended, right? It's a large industry. 81% of the population now is overweight. 30% is obese. So somebody's got to do something about it. The internet's another powerhouse industry. We help you capitalize on the internet. Mega industry. What about anti-aging? How many of you would like to live longer and look good doing it? Right. Well, that's why you're talking about $292 million per year is projected this year. Just in anti-aging. It's unbelievable, these mega trends. And Byron hit on it. Coffee. How many know anybody drinks coffee at least occasionally? 8 out of 10 people, 80% of the population is drinking coffee. It's a mega trend. So all these mega trends, we put you right in the middle of, right here with Rain International, on a shoestring. And the cool part about it is, you get to get paid while you learn how to do this. So a lot of times when people hear of a home-based business, they'll be like me. When I first walked in, I didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue about how to go build my own business because I wasn't trained. So now I want to kind of transition to some thought processes that we can kind of discuss here. How many of you here went to school? Okay, that's most of you. All right. Grades 1 through 12, think about how much training was spent grades 1 through 12 teaching you how to be successful financially. How to manage a bank account, how to manage an investment account, how to build a business, how to raise a family, how to have a relationship. How many think those are important things? Yet we spend, I don't know if you guys realize it or not, 14,000 hours, grades 1 through 12. That's 14,000 hours. If you spend 14,000 hours doing anything, shouldn't you be awesome at it? Well, people have got awesome at living paycheck to paycheck, week in and week out, because they weren't trained how to be successful. Then we're told to go to college. How many of you were told to go to college? And they tell us to do that how many more years? At least 4 more, right? Some people take a longer path, right? But they'll go 4 more years, and really, how many people do we know that went to grades 1 through 12, went to college, that all of a sudden they ended up financially free, living a lifestyle beyond their wildest dreams? As a matter of fact, student loan debt has now surpassed the credit card debt. And now the student loan debt is over $1 trillion. Can you imagine? Over $1 trillion? So what's going on? People are going to get more and more educated, but yet they're going more and more broke. So there's a problem. How many agree there's a problem? Yeah. Okay, so we got to start thinking better. So there's a book that I was introduced to when I first came in this industry. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Anybody ever heard that book, Think and Grow Rich? Yeah. And in that book, it really breaks it down. Because Dr. Napoleon Hill, he spent 20 years studying wealthy people and broke people. 20 years, over 20 years. Now he studied, that was his whole job, was just to study people who were financially successful and who were financially failing 20 plus years. And after 20 years, he wrote a book called The Laws of Success. It's about that thing. The condensed, watered down version of that is called Think and Grow Rich. And in that book, if you just flip a few pages, you will see some of the people he studied. People like Alexander Graham Bell. How many of you ever heard that name before? How many of you appreciate him? Because without him, we wouldn't have a what? Phone. People like the Wright brothers. Wilbur Wright. How many of you appreciate the Wright brothers? Why? Because they let us fly, right? People like Thomas Edison. How many of you appreciate Thomas Edison? Why? Because what do we have on tonight? Lights. So he studied people like this because he was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie. Now, Andrew Carnegie came from Scotland to the USA with a 3rd grade education. How many know any 3rd graders? All right, that was his education. And he became, with a 3rd grader education, no higher, the first documented billionaire in the USA. And Andrew Carnegie could not figure out what is going on with all these millions, tens of millions of people here. How did he become the first documented billionaire? How did he do it? So he says, hey, Napoleon, my buddy, go out and find out and study these people. I'm going to introduce you to some of my friends here. People like J.D. Rockefeller, right? Go talk to him. Go talk to people like Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Ask him, what did he do? And he studied them. And he found out that really the population breaks down into 2 categories. 3% and 97%. 3% financially free. 97% working for the 3%. And living paycheck to paycheck, week in and week out. And it really breaks down that book. I'm going to give y'all the clip notes of the book. How many of you like to cheat just a little bit and get right to the point? Who would like to do that? Go right to the point. Here's the clip notes of the book. Successful people use OPI, OPE, and OPM. OPI is other people's ideas that work. OPE, other people's efforts. They have a team helping them make money. OPM, other people's money. They leverage other people's money. How many like that? Yeah, like that. OPM, other people's money. While 97% of the population uses OPO. Anybody guess what that is? Other people's opinions. So these folks are living paycheck to paycheck, week in and week out, and are broke and are giving advice to other people. So now if you're broke, right, and you give advice to somebody else, what kind of advice are you giving? Right. Now if you're not broke, or if you're listening to somebody that's broke, you end up being what? Broke. So we see around us an epidemic of people that are trying to make it happen. People that are working hard, like my grandparents worked hard. My dad, my mom. How many know some hard-working people? Right? Working hard. How many of you believe that you worked hard enough that you should be a lot further off? Who believes that? Right? But see, working hard is not the key to success. You've got to use those principles. OPI, OPE, OPM. Now with Ray, we'll help you do that. You get plugged in with us. We'll show you how to get to work. Now, for example, we'll pay you to learn how to do this. So by going out here talking about these life-changing products, we've got 7 different ways we will pay you. We'll pay you retail and preferred customer profit. So you can go out and you can get the products with our company just by being a part. You can purchase the products wholesale. You can sell them retail. The difference will be your what? Be your what? Profit. I didn't say wage. You notice that wages are different than profits. So we want to start making profits. That's why the retail profit is so awesome in our company, because you can make money today. We got people that they'll get a box of salt today and they'll get it for wholesale and they'll go share it with somebody they know that has a problem maybe with inflammation or pain. How many of you know anybody has a problem with pain or inflammation, right? Well, that's a big industry. $1.1 trillion spent in the past year on prescription medications. 1.1 trillion. So you can go share that product with somebody and you can exchange and make some profit. You'll have some people that would like to get the product at a discount, kind of like Sam's Club or Costco. Have you ever been to Sam's Club or Costco, right? Big warehouses. Well, you'll pay a membership fee and you can start getting the product for wholesale. So the same thing here. If you just put our products on an auto ship, we'll let you get them at a discounted price. So for example, you get the box of soap wholesale from our company, and the person that sponsored that box, or that preferred customer, will get $20 every time they have somebody sign up just to get it wholesale. So if you had 10 customers per week, that's an extra $200 a week. That's an extra $800 a month. That will impact a lot of people's lives. Would you agree? All right. Then we got people that want to get in the business. They really want to go build the business. So you can go out and share this opportunity with other people. And some of the people you share it with, they might just want to get the product at retail from you. Some people, if you keep talking to people, they're going to want to get the product at wholesale, be a preferred customer. They want to get in on the membership. But some people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Do y'all know anybody like that? Yeah. Some people want to supplement their income. Some people want to replace their income. And then there's other people that want financial freedom. Ask yourself, which one are you? Would you like to simply supplement, make an extra $300 to $500 a month? Would you like to replace your income? That means no more job. How many of you would just love to fire your boss? Right? You know anybody like say, I'm out of here, right? I'm done. But do it cordial, be respectful. You know, just say I'm out of here nicely. Then you got some people just flat out. Let's find out if I got anybody in this room. Which room? That would like to be financially free. Is there anybody in this room like that? There's people around this world that would at least like to have a shot at it. And I'm always asking people, what happened between the sandbox, we used to play in the sand, and now? I'm always asking people, what happened? And people say, well, reality happened. So when I was in the sandbox, do you remember the house you were going to live in? Right? Well, you say castle, right? You remember the car you were going to drive? You remember how you were going to travel around the world? You remember how you were going to take care of mom and dad? Hey, mom, you ain't got to worry about it. I got you. How many remembers things like that, right? I got you. She remembers. That's when we were dreaming. Everybody say dream. There's nothing wrong with dreams. Rain will bring your dreams into 3D immediately. You will see it happening. But that's what happens when you want to go for financial freedom. It's available here. Now, as you start to go out and introduce this to other people, some of those people will sign up in the business. They'll purchase one of our business packs, like I'm going to tell you about here in a few seconds. They say, I want to get in. I want to get into business. Now, you would be what's called a sponsor. In order to get involved with Rain International, you have to be referred by somebody else. How many of you here again are already a member of Rain? Raise your hand. All right, so you can see we got several people here that are already a part of what we're doing. That means you have an ID number. Who has a Rain ID number? Now your Rain ID number is an asset. Say asset. Asset. That thing can grow. You can will it to somebody else. You can sell it. That's yours. That's going to grow. Now if you're working a job, how much of an asset do you have working a job? You don't. You don't own anything in there. You own this ID number. It's your property that you can now grow. So when you have other people see that, they'll say, hey, I want to get into business. If they get into business, we'll give you what's called a first order bonus, the third way we get paid. So just by them starting and purchasing a product pack, you will get a bonus called a first order bonus. Now the sponsor, so the one who sponsored you, they will get a first order bonus match, which means they're going to get paid by helping you, helping other people get involved in the business, and by them helping you, they get an extra reward. This happens to you as you begin to help other people. So how many of you like to help some other people make some more money? This is awesome, guys. This is awesome. I just want to, if you just get focused on, I want to take pressure off of people's lives. You know what I'm talking about? I just want to give them that extra money they need every week. And then the dreams start to happen. A lot of times people will get started just kind of part-time. And then they'll start seeing this thing work. They'll start having first order bonuses come in. They'll start having first order bonus matches is coming in. And when the first order bonus match comes in, that's off of somebody else's efforts. Everybody say somebody else. Somebody else. Effort, say it. Efforts. Now you're using O-P-E. Other people's efforts. You're becoming a 3%er. So now you got other people helping you out. Now when that first commission comes in and you had nothing to do about it, it's going to change you. It's going to do something to you. And when those other commissions come in that you had nothing to do with and they start replacing your income where you don't have a job again, some of you are going to get real excited, right? But if those commissions come in off of other people's efforts and you have financial freedom, how many of you would go stand on the top of your house and scream, just scream, rain! Right? That's what I feel like doing every single day. Every day I always want, that's why I'm not shy about this. I like to walk in a place and go, rain! Make it rain. Why? Because that is what contributes to freedom. Everybody say freedom. 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 Because that's what happens when you go start doing this thing. Now check this out. I'm going to show you through another way we get paid. So we talked about retail profit, preferred customer profit. We talked about first order bonuses, right? We talked about first order bonus matches, right? Now as you start moving up our compensation plan, we have different ranks you can hit. Once you hit one of our executive ranks and you become a fully qualified bronze executive with our company, and it's not that much to do, it's just a little team. Then you start getting paid off of all the sales that take place in this multi-million-dollar company every single week. How many of you like to get a piece of the action of all of our sales from everybody else? Even though you didn't introduce them, you can get paid on it every single week. How many think that would be pretty cool? Yeah. Right. So now you're using other people's efforts and money. See how you're becoming a 3%? So just get on up the ranks. Now you start to experience a pool of money. It's called our executive pool. Then, here's where everything starts to just change. Things are going to get fun now. Y'all like to have some fun? Yeah. I like fun and money together. Y'all like those two together? Yeah. Fun and money. We have what's called team commissions. It's based on a dual team, where you have a left team and you'll have a right team. Now this is all based on 2. All you have to do to get this thing started and rolling is know 2 other people who would either like to supplement, replace, or have financial freedom, income. You just need to know 2. So now, there's 7 billion people in the world. Do you think that if you could talk about this enough, you might have 2 people that might want to join you? How many think you might have 2? Okay, then watch this. Raise your hand if you already have at least 2. Raise your hand. See, that's a lot of people. There's 2 other people that say, yep, I'm going to do this. You put one on your left team, one on your right team. Now I want you to watch how powerful this is, because now this is where we talk about replacing income. One of our missions at Ray International is to have you get rid of your job if you have a job. Is that okay? Yes. We want you to get rid of it because that gives you more time to talk about Ray. So I'm going to be very upfront. We have a little selfish component here. We want more of your time talking about Ray. If you're working a job, we want that time your boss is getting. Except now we want to make you your own boss. Do y'all like that? Yeah. All right, now watch. Here's the power of this. This is based on just a couple people getting at least, for example, one of these boxes. So it could be one of these boxes, or one of our core, or one of our form, or just say 3 boxes of our coffee fused, because that's a smaller product there. But this package here, this box here, for example, it comes with 50 points in volume attached to it. Now in the USA, this wholesale on auto ship is around $65. Now these prices fluctuate around the world. We're in over 20 countries. So you have to check on the prices with your country on what the price is. But it's going to be competitive here. So it's around $65 US. It comes with 50 points. Now, if you get somebody on your left team and somebody on your right team, and you get on at least one of these boxes per month, and they get on 1 box per month. He said, give me that box. see, I told you people want these boxes. So you get one on your left, one on your right team, and they're on 1 box per month. And then they do the same thing. They go find how many? 2. Now, you let that duplicate just 12 steps. Let's say it took you an entire month. Maybe it takes you an entire month to find 2 to get on 1 box. And then the next month, those 2 were going slow, because by the way, that would be slow. How many of you found 2 faster than 1 month? Who found 2 faster? See, several people, they've already 2 fast. We have some people find 2 in 2 hours. Some people find 2 in 20 minutes. But let's say it took you an entire month. Now, you're going to be somewhere a year from now, aren't you? How many of you would like to be here in a year?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How many of you planning on being here in a year, right? Now watch. Look 1 year ago. How fast did the 1 year go by? It's already, you know, for example, at the time of this taping, it's the middle part of the year. It just seems like we got done with New Year's Eve, doesn't it? Now we're halfway through the year. So a year goes by fast. So even though it's a year, it's going to go by like what? It's like that. So let's just say we're going to work this over the course of a year. These two get two, who are all each on how many boxes? One box. And then those two get two, who are all on at least what? One box. Now I've got two, say month 1, 4, month 2, 8, month 3. Then I've got 16. Then I've got 32. Then I've got 64. Then I've got 128. Then I've got 256. Then I've got 512. Then I've got 1,024. Now I'm going to month 11. I've got 2,048. And I'm now at month 12. 1 year. So today is June the what? 15th at the taping, at this taping, 2016. So this is June the 15th. So in 1 year, there will be 4,096 people on your 12th level. So June 15, 2016, June 15, 2017. Add up that 4,096 plus the 2,048 plus the 1,024, right? Plus the 512 plus the 256. How do I know those numbers?
You're professional.
Oh, I'm a professional at this, right? So you just add them all up. That would equal, believe this or not, 8,190 team members. And you started out with how many? 2. But you let it duplicate. You started leveraging. Now that would mean on one of my teams I'd have 4,095 team members. On the other team I'd have what? 4,095. If everybody did how many boxes?
1.
Times 50, that equals 204,750 in volume. And how we pay you is either 5% of each of your team's growth or just 10% of your lesser team. In this example, we'll just say, hey, because they're equal, 10% of one team, 204,750 equals how much that month in this example? $20,475 in this simple theoretical example. Now it's only a simple theoretical example because you haven't done it yet. But if you do it, it goes from theoretical to a fact. Who would like to make it a fact? So it starts with what? 2. And if you have that coming in, right, what happens is there's 30 sachets in this box. After the 30 sachets are gone, if people like it, they'll do what? So that's why we've done over 100 million, because people love it. So a lot of people just stay on an auto ship, and then that volume rolls every single month. So that money keeps coming in every single month, after month, after month, after month, and then the next month. Is that okay with you? How many of you would like and then the next month money? How many of you would like some month after month money, right? But that's too bad because we pay you every single week. How many like week after week better, right? So that would be about $5,118 per week. Do you know some people that can say bye-bye, boss, to that kind of money? Yes. Do you know some people whose dreams will start happening? Right? Now again, most people will never do that because most people won't say it's possible. Most people won't give themselves a chance to believe. Now what we have in RAIN is a multi-million-dollar computer system that has no discrimination built into it whatsoever. It has no points of view whatsoever other than what it's coded to do. It says if you put this volume in, I'm going to spit this money out. Does everybody understand that? How many of you like that we have a system that doesn't care about your background? How many like that? How many like a system that doesn't care about your religion or your race or your creed or your gender? It don't care about your degrees. It just says, will you put some volume in here, please? How many like that kind of system, right? So then it just comes down to finding a couple who find a couple. And then what you're going to end up having happen is some of the people you introduce, they're going to get addicted to this just like you did. And they're going to start building this thing. And as they go build, now you get into what's called generation check match bonuses. So the more people you can help make money, if I help you make money, I get paid a reward off of the money I help you make. So the more money you make, the more money I make. How much money would I want you to make? She said millions. You better believe it. So think about the incentive versus your boss. Does a boss typically want you to make millions? No, because you probably would what? Quit. But see, a sponsor is going to root you on. No, come on. Do it, because they get paid a percentage of your success. So right now, we average somewhere between 8 to 13% generation check match off of your people's success. So let's just call it an average of 10%. So if you just help 10 people, see, I gave you a big example. Even though it's simple, for most people, they say, oh, that's a lot of money. But in that same example, if you just get around level 8 in that example, so as it goes 2, get 2, get 2, that will produce about $1,000 a month between level 7 and 8. It'll give you about $1,000 a month. So if you just help 10 people that you personally started working with, you just kept talking to people, and you helped 10, all made just $1,000 a month. If you got an average of 10% generation check match off of that, see, we would pay out a total commission 10 times 1,000. How much would the company pay out? 10,000. Everybody see that? What's 10% of 10,000? About 1,000. So you would get a reward of about $1,000 from helping 10 people all make 1,000. But when those 10 people start to multiply and they start to duplicate, and again, we don't pay on levels, we pay on generations, which means there's leadership that's involved here. It's that you to produce leaders. Now, in the second generation, if you have 10 people in your first generation, who then help 10 people in the second generation, what's 10 times 10? 100. So 100, if they were all just making $1,000, the company's going to pay out 100,000, right? There's 100 people making 1,000, and say you made on average 10% of that. So what would be 10% of 100,000? Oh, so now your generation bonus is 10,000. Now, how many of you would walk a little bit different? Right? I'm telling you, your walk will change. Your walk really changes. Everything about your walk, everything about your talk, everything about the way you carry yourself changes in this example in that third generation. Is there anybody in this room ever thought about or dreamed about just the potential of becoming a millionaire? Anybody? Okay, in this example, it happens in the third generation. Because if just 100 people who are making just $1,000 in that second generation help 10 people each in the third generation, right? There will be 1,000, only 1,000 out of 7 billion people who are just making $1,000. The company will pay out about $1 million, which we do a lot. But if you're making around 10% of that, what's 10% of $1 million? Now you're walking different at 100,000. But that's not 100,000 a year, that's 100,000 a what? That's potential, and this is just a simple theoretical what? Example. It's only theoretical because what? You haven't done it yet. But is it possible? Everybody say it's possible. It's possible. See, anything is possible in network marketing, right? And then as you begin to go and grow with our company, we begin to reward you in multiple ways. We don't just stop with just a little bit of support. We continue to add more and more support. We have a lifestyle bonus that as you begin to rank advance, you can make between $100 to $1,000 per week just in a lifestyle to spend on a car or your house or whatever you want to do. We're going to go ahead and reward you there. That's the power of what we're doing here. And it all starts with you getting started. So we got 4 simple steps to this business. Number 1 is you got to get started. You got to get in. So you get started, get an ID number. So you pick a pack. We have a basic pack. We have a builder's pack. We have a bronze pack. We have a gold pack. And now we also have an elite pack. So with these different packs, The higher you start, the more advantages you have from a promotion standpoint in our compensation plan. So in the USA, for example, and the prices can differ a little bit based on the country you're in. USA, a basic pack, you get you a box of product, we give you a back office to run your business, to keep count of all the accounting, to give you a website so you can share the business. So between the box of product you get, your back office, you're looking at about 120 bucks. Is that a lot to start a business? No. So that's option A. Option B, you can get a builder's pack. For example, you can get a box of Soul, box of Core, one form, about $225. And that gets you one business center. Is that a lot to start a business? No. And see, with that, you're making 40% on your FOB bonuses, your first order bonuses, with either that basic or that builder's pack, 40%. Now, if you step up a little higher and get the bronze pack, in the US it's around $760, we'll give you 3 business centers. Each business center has the potential to earn $10,000 per week. That's the earning potential. So 10,000 times 3 equals what? 30,000. So that's the potential once you start with the bronze pack in our dual team. Now you can go higher with our Gen Match bonuses and our other bonuses. And then we take your first order bonus from 40%, we take it to 50%. Now with our basic and our builder's pack, you don't get any Gen Match bonuses in the beginning. So where I talked about helping your people make money and then get paid an extra bonus off of their success, you don't get that with the basic or the builder. You'll get that starting with the bronze pack. Also, with that purchase, we give you qualifications for a total of 3 months. So you don't have to spend any more money for 3 months. How many like that? Right. So you got some product. Will you need product? Yes. You're going to need it to use, to sample, to sell. That's the power of having more product. That's why you might want to consider the bigger pack. So that gives you 3 business centers. Then you're able to start making, instead of 8 to 13% as a Gen Match, you're going to make 20% for those first 3 months off of your first generation if you start with the bronze pack. Now, if you start with the gold pack, now that's $1,299 here in the US. It's giving you more product to use, to sample, to sell. So you can start making more profit, just exchange it with other people. Those products. We'll give you 3 business centers. We're going to give you 50% instead of the 40%. So the bronze pack gives you 50% first order bonus. And then you're going to get 50% with the gold pack as well. And instead of 20% on your generation check match, you'll get 30%. And then you're going to not have to spend any more money on product if you don't want for a total of 6 months. So every month you'll stay qualified with our gold pack. And that's giving you multiple advantages in the compensation plan. How many of you like to go fast? Anybody like to go fast? That's why you want to consider some of the higher packs. Now, we have a new elite pack that's $24.99. And that one comes with a total of 6 months, but instead of just 50 that we give with the bronze or the gold pack, 50 volume qualifying you, that's going to give you 100 points in volume for 6 months. And it's going to qualify you at the platinum level for 6 months. So you're going to pick up 4 generations. So you remember I talked about the generations? With our elite pack, you will pick up 4 generations of check match, and your first generation, instead of 30%, will be 40%. Anybody like that number? Yeah. So instead of 8 to 13, it jumps all the way to 40% for 6 months. And it's giving you more product, giving you more advantages in the compensation plan so you can go build faster. Now, even at our highest pack, the elite pack, when it comes to starting a business, what is $24.99? $2,499 compared to a traditional business. Is that a large sum of money? No. So really when people ask me, what's the key to success in network marketing? I tell them, treating the very small amount of money. So we talked about, you can get started with the basic pack. In the US for as little as 120 bucks. The highest you can get started is $24.99. So if that's the highest you can start, that's really not enough for most people to take it as a serious business. So what I found in over 20 years is that the people who start with whatever they can to build their business and treat it like a what? Business, they get business success. People that get started and treat it like a hobby or like a job, you're going to get the same type of results. So all I did was took my few thousands of dollars that I got started in the industry, and I treated it like I spent millions. And I went and built, man. And I worked. And here's what they told me. They said most people are going to work for 40 years. And they're going to end up with Social Security, pension that's going away, and a watch. And by the way, why did they give us a watch at the end of the time? When do we need a watch? At the beginning, so we can be on time, right? Now the time's not an issue. So that's what we got waiting for. They said you're not going to need that 40 years worth of energy. They said you're going to need 20 years worth of energy condensed into 5 years. So they said you're going to work like you've never worked before if you want financial freedom. Or if you don't want a job. You're going to have to work. And it's got to be condensed, compact energy. They said you're going to miss some things. You're going to have to give up some things. You're going to miss some weekends. You're going to miss some family outings. You're going to miss. And for my first 3 to 4 years in the business, I missed a lot of stuff. And my family was like, where are you? And I was like, I'm building something to change our generations. And a lot of people didn't believe. But now they believe. And now people say, we knew you could do it. We knew all the time. We were just trying to encourage you by telling you you can't do it. Because we knew that you would go harder. Now the second step in our 4 steps to success is just being a product of the product. You use the product is going to speak to your body as it speaks to you. And it starts doing something for you by you feeding your body super nutrition, by the way. You're going to have something happen. We don't know what, but something's going to happen. Just listen to your body and then share that story with your sponsor. Share it with the company. We have an email set up, testimonials@rainintl.com. Send us your testimony so we can share it with the world. So be a product of the product so that you have a conviction that the product works. The third step is you want to build a team. So that's where the other people's efforts come in. So you want to start by making a list of people that you know. We suggest that you start with your cell phone. Just go on your cell phone, write down all the people that you know on your cell phone, or start an Excel spreadsheet. And then if you think about it, most people have 200, 300, 400 contacts in their cell phone. So what you want to do is just take half of those folks. We'll talk to them more about the products. We'll take another half of the folks. We'll go share with them initially about the business. And then what's going to happen is that in that team of people, you're going to have folks that become customers, and you're going to have folks that become distributors with the company. And now you're starting to build your team. And then our 4th step to success is very simple. Pay attention to the training. Most people, again, weren't taught to be successful. So we're going to want you to pay attention to the training so that you can be successful with our company. So all of you are going to have an option here today. As I close this out, you're going to have an option. You got to look back 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years of what you've been doing to make money. And you got to think, if I keep doing what I've been doing, how long is it going to take for me to get free? If I do the same thing over and over, that's the definition of what? If I expect a different result, that's insane. But in order for things to change, you're going to have to change. In order for things to get better, you're going to have to get better. And that's all I did. I changed and I got better. I started working on myself. And with the Rain, we got a training system that shows you step by step how to be successful. We've got people from all walks of life that have had tremendous impact with our product, a tremendous impact on their life with our products, a tremendous impact with our business opportunity. I'd love for you to be able to get to hear from a few of these folks and let them share their stories with you. And I'll be back to say goodbye. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right. Wasn't it awesome hearing from some of these fine folks from all these different walks of life who've used our products, experienced the success with our business? That's the power. They started and now they got a story. And so what I suggest for you to do is start and get yourself a story. Everything begins with the start. And we believe here at Rain International that you're worth it, that it's your time, that it's your moment. And we'll be here to support you through our training systems every step of the way. We want you to have success. Now we want you to want it as much as we want it for you. Fair enough? So we're going to see you at the top and believe in every dream that you have to come true. Let's all go make it rain. Thank you very much.